Hey, what's going on, everybody? Project.Rex here, and today we are going to be doing an overview of my personal 2013 WRX hatchback. Start off with the exterior. So this is, I want to say, a gunmetal gray, but it has like a slight tint of blue in it if I'm not mistaken. Very cool color. With this actual generation, this is kind of a point 2 of the last generation, was the 08 to the I believe 2010. It was all flat, but with this generation, the 2011 to 14, it comes with this factory wide body that you can see here, front and back, goes across the whole thing. They used it in the STI, but I believe they brought it over to the WRX. As you can see, they have this silver nameplate on the side here. I'm pretty sure the STIs have N-key rims, if I'm not mistaken, but these are just, I believe, in-house Subaru rims. One major problem with these cars I've found out is these wheel liners. You can see I don't actually think it even exists down there anymore. They have a tendency, because they're just held in by these little clips right here, that they have a tendency to rip down under your tires and rip straight off. So that's one of the many problems this car has, but doesn't, in my heart, doesn't matter as much. So you also have little aero bits and pieces right here, starting right in the back where these fog lights are, and then another one right in the back here behind the emblem. Moving back, there is this, I believe, little bra, whatever they call it, clear bra on the car to protect from rock chips. Doesn't really work that well and doesn't age well, but you can't really tell. Moving back onto the front, I believe this is the actual limited of this model, because it has the fog lights, the sunroof, and heated leather seats. So moving back to the front here, looking at the headlights, it has this little eyelash something type thing. The hood scoop integrated more in the hood than previous generations. Still looks really cool, more streamlined in my opinion. Tow hook hole right there. And moving around the other side, just down the walkway here, and moving our way to the back, it has this stock exhaust on it, and not too loud, can't really hear that Subaru rumble too well anymore, but still manages to sound nice. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive Impreza WRX has that small little lip-ish type spoiler. You can get aftermarket ones, they're cool and all. And moving on into the trunk space, which is actually quite roomy. I was able to fit 3 rims in here without any problem. Very spacious, very practical. You can also pop these 2 seats down, and if you have anything important in here, pop this up, close the trunk, and you can't see what's inside. So, and then here we have the individual LED brake lights. This is the reverse light right here, and this is just a reflector, same as right there. 2 little brake lights down there, and top one as you do. So that really concludes the exterior section. Now we can move on to the interior. So space-wise, in the WRX, you have this little pocket right here. You can probably put change or whatever. Mini cup holder right here. And then, you know, just a little side pocket for whatever you need. Moving on in, you have the glove compartment, pretty deep and spacious. Same on this side. 2 cup holders that are way better than previous generations, not the little flip up thing we used to have. A little coin slot right here that doesn't really work well, but you can use it as you'd like. I mean, you can kind of tell, you take a hard corner, it's coming out. So take that with a grain of salt. You have this very deep pocket here under the center console or dash. And then here we have glove compartment, whatever this is called. You know, it's got the cigarette lighter in there, USB, and aux cord. So looking down here, we also have dual heated seats. And let's just move on to the back. Very spacious back here. You have room right here to put stuff, and room right here. Another cup holder on both sides, and that same little pocket right here. Very comfortable in the back. The headrests are nice, and just take a look at how spacious all the glass really is. It's very easy to see around while you're in this car. I'll do another little look around, basically I'll call it. In the front here, you see you don't really have too many blind spots. So let's just do a quick little startup here. It's not going to be cold, but it'll just give you an idea. You have the sweeping gauge, lights up. And it's all fired up there. So we can do a couple of revs. It's already warm, so I'll just set my phone back there, and then that'll be that. Alright, now let's close this door here. You have another little cigarette lighter right here. You can use as, you know, USB. Climate controls, I mean, tacky, but that's not really what you're buying this car for. As you can see, I mean, it's hard plastics all around. This is, you know, all peeling up. It's not really the best interior. It is an improvement over the previous generations, but I mean, still, you have some nice amenities like, you know, Bluetooth controls. You can control it from the steering wheel, cruise control, obviously mirrors, whatever, wipers, all that nonsense. This is really just a pain in the ass. Most people say the sound quality is horrible, but personally, I don't think it's all that bad if you tune it correctly. The main problem I have with this is it will randomly just start disconnecting. Like, I'll be in the middle of my drive, it just will disconnect, and it won't let me reconnect because it'll say device not available or can't find it, yada yada. There's just a bunch of different ways that this can just mess up, and it gets really annoying. But when it works fine enough that I'm happy. You have little, you know, sweeping whatever color this is, kind of the exterior color going around the car. It's not horrible. Then up in the mirror, if you turn this on, it will do that like weird thing where it'll like kind of darken the tint in case someone's behind you flashing their high beams or whatever. And then you have the directional, whatever that jargon is. You also have the mirrors, controlling the lights on the dash, traction control off, and you know, you got one power window, just that, and power locks. You can lock the windows, and that's about all. Another thing people complain about actually is these seats, which talking about the seats, I'm not sure if these are actually real because I've never seen the leather ones look like this, but that's another tale for another story. Okay, so they say they don't have enough bolstering, but I never find myself slipping around. As you can't, the camera can't really tell, but it is steeply bolstered in my opinion. And I have a 30-inch waist. I'm not really just like a big guy, but I never have a problem going through tight, windy roads at speed, falling around. So maybe that's because these seats aren't actually WRX seats. I'm not sure, but I think that concludes mainly all the inside stuff. Maybe pop the engine here just to show you guys a couple things. So one problem is this car is technically fully stock, except for the fact you might notice some things are missing down there and up there. It looks a lot more spacious than it should be. Well, the problem with that is the second day of me actually owning this car, I had ring lamp failure in the 4th cylinder and my engine blew up. Nothing I could really do about that to save my engine. The last owner must have been lugging it, mistreating it, not treating it as it should be. So now it has a fully new engine in it with forged internals, all the goodness. I'll actually put like a list right here so you can actually see what the specs are on it. It doesn't give me any horsepower, but it's much more reliable and it's good to up to 500 horsepower built. So the car is fully stock. Doesn't even have new rims or tires on it. These are actually bald winter tires. As you can see, they are cracking. I just got new rims and tires coming in soon though. But it is doing the stock horsepower numbers, which is, I believe, 265 horsepower and 240 pounds of torque. And I believe that brings us to like a 4.70 to 60. So it's a speedy car, stock, except for the fact that it has better internals in it. So I think that will actually conclude this little review part. I feel like we can just go drive it now and see how this goes. Alright, so let's get rolling here. Just do a quick, a little drive, kind of explain some of the stuff as it comes to mind here. So the Subaru transmission, the 5-speed, has been talked to about that it's basically just glass, but I have had no problems with it. Shifts nicely for me. The clutch isn't too stiff or too soft. Great clutch, gearbox, all of that. You can't really just slam it into gears though, or you will probably run into problems. As long as you take care of the car, it'll take care of you. As stupid as it sounds, that's really just how this car works. Holy shit, this minivan almost just ran me fucking down. Holy fuck. My man straight gunned it. So, and GoPro is still attached. So, the shifting's nice. Clutch is nice. All the pedals are pretty evenly spaced. I don't really have that big of feet, so it's not that big of a problem for me. As you can kind of hear in the back, I'm not sure if actually you can hear it, but there is a lot of rattling with that hard plastics. It's just something you kind of have to get used to. I'm not really sure if there's anything you can do to fix that. Come in this corner here, and there's this little back road, a little windy road that I like to take. It'd be fun if everything goes according to plan. So we got like a sweeping turn coming up here. Take it 50-ish miles per hour without a problem, even staying in your lane. Even on bald winter tires, which is the crazy part to me. Like the amount of handling. It's a little spongy sometimes. You feel yourself a little body roll, but that is with stock suspension, no sway bars on it, which if you put, in my opinion, sway bars, good sticky tires on it, and suspension, this car is just amazing with the handling. Downshift into second here. Around this corner. looks like we're following like a mini little truck here, which I'm not a big fan of. So let's try to get out of the way of him. And he's turning, great. Handling is very good. The only problem with it is, I guess you can kind of see, it's got a lot of, it's very light is I guess the best way to put it. It still has very great responsiveness, great feel and all that, just the only problem with it is it just feels light and you don't get as much responsiveness out of it. But I mean, going around corners, it kind of tightens up and feels 100 times better, but on the straightaways, you just feel very light, but under hard cornering, it tightens up and feels very good. So it's no STI in the fact that it doesn't have the 6-speed, it doesn't have the diff control and all that, but what it does have, I'm going to pull a U-turn here, what it does make up for is the 5-speed gear ratio. So it isn't great at top speeds, but under acceleration is where it really shines. I'll let you see a little bit of that here. So that's just like a little pull there, you know, getting up to speed, and that is amazing. And second and third gear are my favorite gears to be in by far. The only thing that gets a little annoying is when you're on the highway and you're like in 5th gear revving up to like 3,000, which isn't always fun here. But let's take this corner right here, a little bit of speed. Oh, and it just puts a smile on your face of just how well it handles. I can't wait till I get new tires on it. Lay into it out. It just makes me happy every time driving it, even when I'm not bringing it through back roads and mountains. It still is just so responsive and fun to drive. You hear a lot of rattles. The sound quality isn't good on the stereo. But I feel like that is all means nothing when you're really driving it. Brings a smile on my face every time. Really all I have to say about it. Do one small little pull here on this highway, and then I think we're gonna cut the video there. That turbo wind-up sound is just amazing. I couldn't ask for a better car. Well, with that, if you have any questions about it, feel free to comment. It's going to be my YouTube channel where I'm going to be posting updates like putting wheels on it, putting suspension, exhaust, all that on it. I'm also going to try to review other cars, and I will also be doing like early in the video, it's going to be a lot more impressive than that. I just kind of stitched that together of like little montage clips so I can go to car meets and stuff like that. Just fun stuff. But with that being said, if you enjoyed it, you can drop a like, subscribe if you want to keep up, and see you guys in the next video.